So many of you have asked why do we do arm wrestling at the Roofing Process Conference. I'm going to explain to you why we do it and why Atlas Roofing Corporation sponsors it. And thank you, Atlas, for doing all of that prize money. Everything is super cool. But what I found out with the arm wrestling, it's not about that side pressure. Your perception of arm wrestling is absolutely wrong. This is not what it is. Arm wrestling is actually full body sport. Like you engage not just your forearms, not just something on the side, it's entire body. And about 3 years ago, I got into it and it changed my life. It changed the way I was thinking about arm wrestling, but it's also helped me in everything else I do. I do CrossFit and I'm actually here with a Pat Crosby. You're a CrossFit Games athlete, right?
Yes, 2018 I went to the CrossFit Games.
2018, awesome. So we're actually gonna arm wrestle a little bit later. I talk about technique, but I want to start with accessory work and explain to you why I love it personally. About 3 years ago, I've been wrestling guys like at the bars and stuff, and I was the weakest guy. I'm competitive, so I want to win, but I actually hurt myself more than anything. Then I went on YouTube, and you can do the same thing. I'm not a professional by no means, but in 1 year, I went from losing to like 3-4 really big guys, like 250, 280 pounds, to beating them all. And what I did is this thing right here. So this is one of the first exercises I want to show you. Very simple. All exercises are super simple. So think about arm wrestling. It is forearm, but when you're on this table, you pull an actually not from you, not to the side. You're actually trying to loosen other person and you pull it towards yourself. So one of the things you want to really need your help is to strengthen your wrist, and that will help you on a bar, it'll help you with a barbell, everything else you do. So what you do is very simple. You take it around with your thumb and you don't have to have a lot of weight, but this rotation movement will help you not only in the arm wrestling, but in so many other areas. You strengthen your muscles that you've never strengthened probably in your life. You're not gonna see it, it's not something that looks sexy, you're not gonna get big bicep from it, but it's very functional. If you do this, arm wrestling guys do it all the time, I learned it from them. This movement right here will help you probably the most, because when you're on the table, you want to be able to rotate his wrist and turn it towards you. And I'll explain a little bit later to you. Another thing I bought years ago, arm wrestling people, they actually strengthen their fingers a lot. So I have a pulley in my garage, I don't have it here, but what I do is I install a pulley on my wall and I put lightweight, and you can buy a table. I mean, this is $500 investment. And what you do is you train your fingers. So you do this movement right here. I've been practicing that. And again, little things like this, the reason you want to work on your fingers, give me a hand, because when you at a table, your fingers will help you break his wrists. So if I'm here and I have very strong fingers, and some guys have really big, if I'm able to press here, do you feel it?
Yep.
I'm opening up his, the whole thing here opens up, his fingers. I'm breaking his fingers by pressing here. That's why arm wrestling guys, they do it a lot. And then the first movement I showed you, so he's gonna try to press there. What people think a lot of times that we just do the pressure. If you heard about top roll, the first movement will help you to break his finger. Give me some pressure. So what I wanna do, I want to go back and open his fingers. Now he's way weaker. So the movement is actually not that way. The movement is towards you, open and go in. So like you're going to try to do this, but if I can break your wrist, this is all wrist. There's so many games here. If you watch big matches, they fight for inches, and it's their backs, it's how close you are, it's your shoulder, it's all of this.
So I want to go this way.
Exactly, but you can't because I'm older. You see, but that strength that and it's it's a high repetition, so you don't train for power. I mean, you want to have a bicep and stuff, but it's those little movements that will help you. If I can break your wrist, if you're in this position, you're already lost. Like if I'm here, if you got me, you're gonna finish me.
Then I just keep going down that way.
But if I'm able to regrip and open, like even if I'm here, but I can do this. This is top roll,
right?
And I drag you back in. Another thing is when you train for anything arm wrestling, this is my favorite. I want to say it's like 2 or 3 inches. The same thing. You take the pulley and you just roll. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna develop your forearm, which is, by the way, guys, I think forearms are sexy. I think forearms are sexier than bicep. I mean, that's what people see when you wear a t-shirt. I mean, for looks, for aesthetics, forearms, massive forearms always look good. But it helps you, like we do at CrossFit, we do ring muscle ups. Having strong wrist with that, it just will help you transfer everything else you do.
Everything.
So when you do a lot of these movements, it'll help you in other sports, just by default. Another cool accessory I have, it's the same for the top roll. You do a little pulley, you drop like 20, 30 pounds, and now you have to hold this weight for the top roll, the same thing. I mean, cool accessory, it's not expensive. This kit, I think, was like $20 on Amazon. This is the craziest one. You put it inside any of barbell, come here, I have a barbell here. This actually, it mimics your hand, your palm.
Yeah.
Yep. So what you take, like this is 35, and I have a few of them. So you put it inside, and now this is actually like rolling someone else on a table. I mean, think about this. It's very cool. I don't do it a lot, but very cool. When you do bicep curl with anything, with the barbells or dumbbells, what I would recommend, another thing is, it's all about your grip. So the CrossFit has actually become very popular. Grips, work as much as you can on the grips. I cannot find another one. One of the best exercises you can do, it's a roll like this. I usually go to up to 135 for like 10 reps, but even harder when you put fat grips on it, the same movement, way harder, because it's all in your fingers now, and it's harder to roll it with a 2-inch grip. But these things will develop your forearm and your grip strength, and then I don't care what you do on the pull-up bar, it'll be much easier. Everything you do with a barbell or a pull-up bar will be easier if you used to work with this one, because this will get it way difficult to grab on. But if you're used to it, everything else, thinner bar, becomes like a kid's one. So it's a step down from this. Try it. Atlas have gave us $5,000 last year, and so many people ask why we do it. And listen, I've been to so many conferences. A lot of dudes get together. You know, 90% of roofers are male. It's male-dominated industry. We get together. We have a lot of testosterone. What do we do? You know, people go to strip clubs. They drink till they can't remember. What else do we do, right? How about we do stuff that's good for us? Like if you have prepared for something like this for an entire year, that's a different mental game. When we do competitions, I talked to Sham last year, so he won fittest roofer, he won arm wrestling championship. He said, I would not drink night before I do something like this. This is good for you. Preparing and just knowing that there is a competition coming up will prepare you mentally, plus all the business stuff, business experts. And we want to see manufacturers investing more, a little bit of this. I've seen manufacturers picking up $20,000, $30,000 tabs at the restaurants, getting, you know, 500 roofers drunk, and you cannot talk to anyone. Like you come to them, to the vendors, like, hey, do you have email? There's no business going on. And for me, conferences are for network and for healthy stuff. So thank you, Malarkey Roofing Products, for sponsoring our morning routines, morning workouts. Thank you, Aiko, for sponsoring Fittest Roofer, and thank you, Atlas, for sponsoring Arm Wrestling at the Roofing Process Conference. If you're coming to the next year conference, I promise you this, the prize money will be bigger. We are growing. Last year was $15,000. I'm trying to raise $40,000 next year, but you guys need to work out. I want to give you a little bit of motivation. I'm not even competing. Like, I'm not there for the prize money. I'm organizer. So go on Amazon, buy things like this, practice, and come and show what you got to us next year. See you guys next year at the conference.